legislation will do: prohibit, for example, regulated health professionals from performing sex reassignment surgeries on minors, prohibit hormone therapies for teenagers age 15 and under, notify parents for students 17 and under who request new pronoun or gender-preferred names, plus require consent for those 15 and under, and require organizations to establish athlete eligibility policies.
Accelerate the tax cut. We've been refocusing the healthcare system so that one of our priorities could be met, that every person has a family doctor or a nurse practitioner. And we've set up navigation centers in both Calgary and Edmonton to begin getting services to those who are on the streets. So we can do a lot of things all at once. We're a very active government. And this is a priority that has been identified by parents. We've identified problems as well internationally with new evidence coming forward, like the CAS report in the UK. And we felt that it was time to put some guidelines around these issues. And so one of the aspects that we're doing is making sure that parents have an opt-in on sexual orientation, sexuality, and gender ideology classes so that they can either opt their kids into it or at least be able to have a conversation with them when they come home. We also know that the beginning of transition happens with social transition. And we think it's important that if there's a formal name change or a formal pronoun change, that parents aren't the last to know. Parents also need to be included in that decision so that they can help and support their child every step of the way. In addition, we know that these are really complex issues with kids. We want to make sure that they've got appropriate mental health support, counseling support, so that they don't make a decision prematurely that might impact their fertility or impact their personal health for the rest of their lives. So we want to make sure that kids are making these decisions. It could affect a child's health. We believe that they need to make those as adults, and that's part of the reason for why we're moving ahead on this.
Just to respectfully challenge
the right decision for her and transition back, and she's now created a detransitioning organization to help others do so. And she said, you know, if I was unclear and uncertain at age 37, how's a 10-year-old supposed to know this? Kids need to be able to get the mental health support and also the appropriate medical support, family support before they make some of these an adult. We put all kinds of restrictions on children until their brain is developed to a point where they understand the consequences of their decisions. And these are adult decisions is on the long-term consequences of puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones and what happens with kids when they transition. How many of them remain happy with that decision well into adulthood? How many of them detransition? These are all things that we need to know. We shouldn't be experimenting on children. And so we want to make sure that we have good counseling with appropriate doctor support, appropriate parental support, and that kids are old enough and it doesn't happen anymore. You're not going to be able to have surgery until you're an adult, 18 years of age and older. We have 2,900 kids who are on hormone therapy for one reason or another, and we frankly need to have more information about what that is all about as part of what we're going through to make sure that and demonstrating that there hasn't been the due diligence. And so we want to make sure that we are being very thoughtful about this and that we're not making decisions that allow kids to make these decisions, governments to make decisions that are reasonable and demonstrable in a free and democratic society. That's one of the parameters of the Charter. We think that we've been reasonable here. We think we have demonstrated that we are trying to find that balance. And we have all kinds of circumstances where we tell children, you got to wait until you're older. And this is one of those ones. Mindful that it's appropriate to find the right balance. And we think that we've done that. And if it ends up being something